Hello there, Sully here, the retired tank commander. Welcome to Three Chords and the Truth. Well, I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers out there. I think I'm up to something like 460 or so, but I still have a long way to go. So please, if you're not subscribed, or this is your first visit to my channel, please hit that subscribe button because it's free and it's not against the law or anything. Why do I say that? Oh well, because today's song is about a criminal. Pretty Boy Floyd to be exact. Now, the song I'm singing was written by Woody Guthrie, who portrayed him as a tragic hero fighting for the little guy. Because nothing says heroic legend like being immortalized by a dude with a guitar and questionable dental care. But I like the song. I've been playing it for some time, maybe 4 years or so. But the song does take some artistic liberties with the facts, and maybe I'll try to relate some of them here. Now, understand from the get-go, this is not a bio tribute to Pretty Boy Floyd. It just tells a little bit about reality. Woody Guthrie took artistic liberty. Okay? Understand that I'm not trying to glamorize crime. I'm just telling a story. That judgment is up to you. Charles Arthur Floyd, also known as Pretty Boy Floyd, was a Depression era outlaw who became something of a folk hero in the 1930s. He was born in Georgia in 1904 and raised in Oklahoma back when moving to Oklahoma was considered a step up. Floyd got into a life of crime early, starting with petty theft and graduating with honors into armed robbery. He earned the nickname Pretty Boy reportedly because a payroll master he robbed teased him for his good looks. And like any self respecting tough guy, Floyd hated the nickname. Now, he was known for robbing banks, often burning mortgage documents during his heists, which would free struggling farmers from their debts. Now, that made him wildly popular with the public, even though, let's be honest, it sounds like he was winging it more than following a Robin Hood business model. Take the cash, torch the files, maybe pet a dog or two, see what happens. Of course, law enforcement wasn't as charmed. The FBI branded him public enemy number one after John Dillinger's death. Sort of like being promoted at work, but uh, way more bullets. Floyd met his end in 1934 when he was gunned down by FBI agents in a cornfield in East Liverpool, Ohio. Because when you're a famous gangster, of course, your last name has to be somewhere deeply unglamorous. East Liverpool sounds less like a place and more like a typo. Although I think I've been through there, through East Liverpool. Don't quite remember where it was. But to this day, people debate whether the FBI's official story about his death was a little, shall I say, polished. Spoiler alert, it almost definitely was. And bonus, Woody Guthrie wrote a song about him. Pretty Boy Floyd's first steps into crime were kind of like a bad high school phase, but with more prison and fewer, uh, emo lyrics. He grew up poor in Oklahoma, where opportunities were about as plentiful as hair dryers in the Dust Bowl. And by the time he was a teenager, he was already getting in trouble for minor thefts. His big break into serious crime happened when he was about 18 or 19. He and some buddies decided it would be a good idea to rob a local payroll because nothing says long-term financial planning like armed robbery. First time he got caught, it was for stealing $3.50 in coins from a local post office. Yep, his criminal empire began over less money than it costs for a Wawa coffee today. He got probation, but that was just his warm-up act. Excuse me, letting my whistle here. He moved to St. Louis, tried working real jobs, unsuccessfully, of course, because capitalism is such a harsh mistress, and quickly slid into robbing banks and stores. He was arrested again in 1925 for a payroll robbery and did 3 years in prison. Jail back then was more like a gangster grad school. You went in as a petty thief, you came out with networking contracts and a minor in how to rob banks with pizzazz. And when he got out, he was all in. No more small time stuff. It was banks, armored cars, and of course dramatic getaways. Floyd became known for his fast driving, sharp dressing, and tendency to shoot at lawmen even if they looked at him funny. Basically, his life of crime started with pocket change and escalated into machine guns. A classic American success story, but you know, uh, kind of illegal. So as I said, judge for yourself. I'm just going to sing a good song here, and I hope you like it.
Come gather round me, people. The story I will tell about pretty boy Floyd and outlaw Oklahoma knew him well. It was in the town of Shawnee on a Sunday afternoon. Despite the sight and little wagon as in the town they rode. A deputy sheriff approached him in a manner avenue, using all the words of language and his wife she overheard. Well, pretty boy grabbed a long chain and the deputy grabbed a gun. And the fight followed, he laid that deputy down. Well, he took to the trees and rivers of life. Every crime in Oklahoma was added to his name. Well, he took to the trees and river beds along the river shore. The outlaw found a little gun that many farmers store. There's many a starving farmer, the same story told, how the outlaw paid his mortgage and saved their little home. Others tell of a stranger who came to beg, and underneath his napkin left $1,000 bill. Was in Oklahoma City, it was on a Christmas Day. A whole carload of groceries that everything could say. Well, you say that I'm an outlaw, you say that I'm a thief. Here's a Christmas dinner for all the families on me. This world I travel, I see lots of funny. Some rob you with a 6-gun, some you found dead. As through this life you ramble, yes, as through this world you go, you'll never see an outlaw drive a family from their home. So come gather around me, people, the story I will tell about pretty boy Floyd and Oklahoma knew him well.
So there you have it. I do have to agree strongly with one sentiment in the song. Many people have, in fact, been robbed, maybe unjustly, by the stroke of a pen. Okay, I know, I know. The law is the law. But the law is written on paper, not carved in stone. Excuse me. I mean, I knew tough times growing up. I grew up poor. Of course, we never knew we were poor because we had a house and there was food on the table. Dad had a job and a car and everything. And all my neighbors were in the same boat. But that's probably why I like to root for the little guy. And little guys need all the heroes we can get. For three chords into truth, I'm Sully, the retired technique anchor. Safe and happy travels.